Hi, my name is Bill Pappas. I'm a PGA golf professional and the owner of Pappas Golf and Baseball in North Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Today I'm here to talk to you about what Ben Hogan called one of golf's most important fundamentals, and that's the grip. And we'll get started on the grip, and we'll start with the club face. The grip has a tremendous amount of influence over the club face, so we'll have to look at the club face first. This bottom edge of the club, that's called the leading edge. That's the part of the club that you'd like to line up. Don't look at the top edge, look at the leading edge. You can put a straight line down like an alignment stick and line up that leading edge nice and straight to that aligning stick. And you can also use the side of a mat or anything that you can find with a straight line. My teacher used to make me put it along a piece of wood or something where you can see where that edge is straight. When you're putting it along something like wood or something, make sure you don't put the hosel on the wood or the face will close. Make sure you just put the edge. And what you want to do is you want to get used to seeing that edge nice and straight. Sometimes it's helpful to look in a mirror, put a mirror on the other side, and you get to see it from that angle too. I always find that helpful when I'm checking my grip. It gives me a look from that angle also. When you have an eye that's dominant, sometimes you need a couple different looks to make sure it's straight. So that's the leading edge, and that's how to check your club face. The second thing we're going to talk about is placement on the grip. Now, placement is where your hands go on the grip. If you look at the grip, you'll notice it has a bell on top. It gets wider on the end. About a ½ inch down is a good spot to put your hands. Try to place your hands about a ½ inch down from the top of that bell. Very common mistake I see is people grip it and put the bell right in the palm of their hand. When they do that, the club starts flopping around and wears a hole in their glove. That's part of the reason. There's other reasons too, but that's part of it. So when you place your hands on the grip, try to place them maybe a ½ inch down. If you watch the PGA Tour, you'll notice there's guys out there, Tiger Woods, Anthony Kim, and other young players that are coming up that even grip a little lower on the club. And what that does, it just gives you a little more stability at the top of your swing. So grip it at a ½ inch or an inch, or some of them even grip 2 inches low. That isn't going to hurt you at all. That'll stabilize your swing. Once you get your positioning right, we're going to talk about placement. Placement is the rotation of your hands, clockwise and counterclockwise rotation of your hands. If you notice, I wrote on my glove here, I write on all my students' gloves, and I always put 2 lines on, and we want the club to go right in between those 2 lines. This line starts at the first knuckle of the index finger and goes to the bottom knuckle of the pinky. This one goes from the bottom knuckle of the index finger to the crease in the back of your hand. This dot here will go on top of the club. That's the heel pad of your left hand. That goes on top. These 2 dots, when you get it on top, you'll be able to see those dots, and this arrow should be pointing towards your right shoulder. So that, what you want to do is when you place your hand on the club, you want to make sure that the club is in between those 2 lines, and those lines are on the side of the club. Don't put them under the club. That's a mistake a lot of people make. They put them right under. If you put it under the club and then you turn it, you'll be twisting the skin in your hands. That's not good, because as you take it back, your skin will go back to its natural state and your club will turn. So don't twist your hand on there, and don't leave your hand underneath. Place it on the side and then place this dot on top. Watch that thumb. These 2 dots. You'll also notice that when I put my hand on, this thumb, the left thumb, will go slightly to the right of center, and you'll notice my thumbs are in close. They're not outstretched. Leaving your thumbs connected to your hands, you'll notice that your knuckle of your thumb here, this knuckle right here, your first knuckle, will match up with this knuckle on your hand. They'll be together. So your thumbs will be nice and together. Learn how to keep your thumbs together, not apart. Together is good. That gets your hands on there, and those thumbs are together, and that'll also help stabilize the club. So along with putting them ½ inch down, this thumb will also be a stabilizer in the back of your golf swing. I'll come back here and make sure you see that. So this thumb here will be a stabilizer along with putting the club in the right position. So that's how your left hand goes on the club. We'll talk about the right hand. the right hand, you have your first knuckle here, this line. That'll go on the bottom of the club. This pad on your finger, the first pad, will go on the side of the club facing your target. The heel pad of your right thumb will come down on your left thumb. And then we'll talk about the pinky when we get to that, okay? So we want to take this crease right here and put it right on the bottom of the club. We want to take the first pad of the index finger, put it on the side. Take the heel pad of the thumb, put it down on your thumb. And the pinky, we have some options there. This is called the overlap grip or the Vaden grip, where the pinky just rides in the crease between your index finger and your middle finger. We have the interlock grip, which is used by Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, so that's a viable grip. The overlap was used by Ben Hogan and many other great golfers. So both these grips are viable grips. You can kind of swap off and see which one fits your hand better. The rule of thumb is if you have big hands, the overlap is a little easier. If you have small hands, the interlock is easier. But there are guys with big hands that do both. So I would say experiment with those. Find one that's comfortable to you and stick with it. Okay, the other grip we should mention is the 10-finger grip, or the baseball grip, as some people call it. That's a good grip for people with weak hands or junior golfers. I start my juniors with that grip, and then as they get a little older and the hands get a little stronger, I move their finger either to the overlap or interlock. The baseball grip's good for some people with weak hands because they're just not strong enough, some people, to grip it with 3 fingers. They need that extra finger on there to give them, you know, to stabilize the club and give them some strength. So that's how your hands position on the club. Now you'll notice also that my right thumb is also facing towards my right shoulder when I put it on there. So I want to make sure that my thumb's facing to my right shoulder, my left thumb's facing to my right shoulder. I can see my dots. My left hand will be just inside my left thigh when I put it down. My arms will be connected to my body. That's another thing a grip does. It connects you to your body. If your grip's weak or under, you'll be disconnected. If you grip properly, you'll notice you get a nice triangle between your arms and your shoulders, and it keeps you connected. So placement and positioning, that's the first 2 P's on the grip. The next one we're going to talk about is grip pressure. Now grip pressure, a couple of things we should go over. Try to keep it light, but not so light that you're losing the club and you're letting go. You want to hold on tight enough so you don't let go, but not so tight that you create tension. I heard some people say, "I'll hold it like a tube of toothpaste or a bird." I don't believe in that, and I'll tell you why. Because I think different people have different strengths in the hand. If you're very strong, it might feel like a bird in your hand because you're strong, so you can hold it light. If you're very weak and you hold it like a bird, it's going to flop around. You might have to squeeze a little bit. Just remember, when you do hold it and you have to put a little pressure on there, try to keep your back and shoulders and your arms loose. So even if you want to hold on a little bit, just try to stay connected and keep all this soft. You'll learn how to control your muscles as you go along. So another thing about grip pressure is you want to try to keep it constant. If you keep it light enough so you can cock your wrist and keep it constant so you don't tighten and things freeze. So you have to try to maintain constant pressure. It's not that easy to do. It takes some practice. Another thing we're going to talk about is pressure points on the grip. One pressure point is the last 3 fingers of your left hand. They pull the grip into the heel pad of your left hand. So these 3 fingers pull the grip up into the heel pad. The middle 2 fingers of the right hand grip the club. The pad of your right thumb, the heel pad, puts a little pressure down on your thumb. The first pad on your index finger puts a little pressure towards the target. So you have 4 pressure points that you need to work with. Last 3 fingers of the left hand, middle 2 fingers of the right hand, bottom pad of the index finger of the right hand. That's one that a lot of people forget about. And your heel pad of your thumb. And if you use those pressure points, that'll get your grip nice and solid and allow you to practice that. There's a lot to this, I know, which brings us to our last point, precision. doing it the same way every time. As you see, I went over a lot of things here. I've been teaching 25 years, and I have never changed anybody's grip where they looked at me and said, "Hey Bill, this feels great." That doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. It feels terrible for most people, and it throws their timing off, and bad things happen usually when you change people's grips. You just have to kind of get through that, and then things will get better. You practice it, you work on it, and you get comfortable with it. That's why sometimes I like teaching indoors, because people won't see, how bad their ball's flying when you change their grip. Some people, though, when you change it, they do better right away, and that's easy. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's rough in the beginning. Might take you a month. Might take you a couple months. I've had people where they get better in a month. Their grip's getting better, but in a year, their grip looks solid, and they have it down to a routine, and they get it relaxed, and they put it on there the right way every time, and it just goes a long way to helping your ball strike. And I think that of all the things that I can possibly teach you, the grip will probably improve your ball striking better than any other thing I can teach you. I'm sure there's other things that we're going to go over in this series that will help you, but I went over the grip in detail for a reason. It takes a while to master, so I want you to practice it a lot. And with that said, that's the end of my grip lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come visit us on our website, www.bpapasgolf.com. And I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. And don't forget to visit us on Facebook as well. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.